start my video.
Wait, man, 1 minute. Just give me 1 second. I will be sharing the screen for the users. 1 second. So hello guys. So hello to all the subscribers who have joined the class directly, and a very good morning from India, and a very good evening and good afternoon for people joining from uh, different part of the world. So we are here with the new course, Decoding Good and Bad Bishop with Coach Baisakhi, and today is the first class as promised. So while this course is also live on our social media platforms where you can watch the course happening, but only paid users are getting entry inside the classroom and will be able to interact with the mentors. So for all the users who are inside the classroom, some do's and don'ts. Use chat box to interact with the coach, uh, and do not spam the chat box. Use chat box to answer the question asked by the coach. And uh, we will be covering this topic in 3 sessions in total. So all the best, guys, and welcome, coach. Welcome once again. Uh,
Thank you.
so I guess it's over to you, ma'am. Now you can start the class now.
Hello everyone. So today I'm going to explain you difference between bad bishop and good bishop. So
Ma'am, your screen, I had stopped sharing, so you can share it again.
this is first example on this topic. So the good bishop, the activity of the bishop depends on the location of the pawns. The bishop that is not blocked by its own pawns, it's called good bishop, as you know that. The bad bishop, when most of your pawns are posted on squares of the same color as a bishop, even sometimes your opponent's pawns also limit the mobility of your bishop. In both the case, it is called bad bishop. So it's clear in this position, black has a good bishop because many of pawns in dark squares in opposite of color as a bishop, and white has a bad bishop. So, so in this position, how will you improve your position first? Can you tell me move?
If you can repeat the question for the users once again.
In this position, how will you improve your position? It's decided in this position, black has a good bishop and white has a bad bishop. So how should you improve his uh, black's position here?
So guys, use chat box to answer this question. Uh, Use chat box to interact with the coach and put your answers in the chat box section.
I'll explain you that. The principle of playing with a good bishop and bad bishop, that is, when your opponent has a bishop, you should place your pawns on the same color squares as the bishop. However, if you have a bishop yourself, then you should try to keep the pawns on different color. It's a back to play. Now black played at king f6. He's trying to improve his king's position here because, as we know that in endgame, actually, the king is a very important piece. Okay, this is not a really endgame position, but right, uh, black should try to improve his king's position first. Now he played rook h5, threatening to h2 square, h1. Now that, as we know, that centralization of the king in the endgame is usually very useful. So after king d3, how will you improve again? How will you improve your position? Because now all your black already achieved his first goal to centralize the king. So now, how will you improve it?
So every student inside the class must answer this question. If you are not answering, we will ban you from the class. Even if you are answering wrong, it doesn't matter, but try to answer. So Carlos, Chaitanya, Manish, Nehashri, Rajen, uh, Satyanarayana, Vijay, Advait, try to answer. Everyone has to answer. All the students inside the class have to answer this. Ma'am, like few students have
What
joined
was
just now.
the,
Yeah,
yeah,
they.
what was the question? Yeah. So in this position, how should you improve your position? Because already your king is in center. So how will you improve your position? Black has a good bishop here. Okay, Manish. B5. No, B5 is not the strategically. It's not the correct move here because after even tactically also, uh, B5 is not the correct move. After B5, then white will move his pawn to C5. There, H4. It's black to play. Rajendra, it is black to play. And after B5, C5, white will get the chance to play C6 or C into D6 to open the C5. So now black played H6. Now all black pawns are on dark square. So H3. After H3, actually, instead of H3, maybe white should play H4, but he played H3. And after H3, there are a lot of weaknesses are there actually. the G3 square became a weak. Uh, at the same time, the G2 bishop also uh, become a more inactive. No. First, black trying to occupy that G3 square. That is a weak square. The G3 square is a weak square in the square. So black played rook G5 to occupy that G3 square. Now rook H2 and rook G3. And after rook G3, now white played H4. Again, what do you play here? Bishop G4. Bishop G4. Okay, Vijay G6. Why you are playing G6, Vijay? Bishop G4. But after King E2, what do you do, Manish? Okay, G6 to stop the H5 on G5. You play. Okay. Now you want to play G5, or after Bishop G4 you would like to play G5? Okay, first G5. But before start attack, you should develop your piece. Still, your A8 rook is not developed yet. So, what do you do? Okay, G5. Many of students are answering G5. So, then G5. Yes, what the others? Very good, Vijay. Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely correct, Vijay. So, now black played okay, G8. Because before going to start some uh, attacking moves, so he prepared for his his so that's why he played rook G8. Vijay is absolutely correct. Now king E2. Now he played G5 at G5 at, at G5 pawn at G5. Now king F2. Again, what do you do? But the others, Manish, why you are playing Rook G7? Okay, to stop Rook X7. In chat box, there are only few students are active. So please answer me the questions. What about the others? Yes, Advait. Uh, am I audible to you?
Yes, no, you are audible. Advait has some connection issue,
Okay,
so I have asked him to reconnect again.
okay, okay.
While I'm not happy with Neha's free, you have not answered any question uh, of the coach. Try to answer. Try to interact, guys.
But instead of pawn takes G5, Manish, if you play Rook into G5, that was not good because your H6 pawn is uh, hanging. I think after Bishop F1, maybe your H6 pawn is a weak pawn. So that's why Black didn't capture with the Rook. King D4. How could you play G6 now? Yes, Vijay, yeah, I planning is absolutely correct. But before that, they, what do you do? Because now Black is perfectly ready for the attack, this position. So he's trying to open the position. So what will you do here? What should Black play? Yes, Advait and Kalol, both of you correct. That is G4 here. G4, rook H5, king D4, rook D1, and king C3. Now rook F7. Again, what should we do? After G3, bishop F3, then E8. After after bishop E8, maybe white can play rook C7. Rook C7. Rook G2, Advait King G2, and after GF3, I told that is after GF3, Bishop F3 or Bishop F1 is there because White can't play Vijay Rook D7. After G3, G3, same thing. Bishop F1. Because Rajendra, if you play Bishop E8, then Rook C7, G3, then Bishop F1 is there. And with Rook G2 was also not correct move here. Right. Rook G2, simply I'll play King G2. And if you capture this one, then I'll play King F1 or King F2 also. gf3, then rook f1. Actually, white black played gf3. Gf3 is a correct move here. Gf3. There is a two options after gf3. That is bishop f3 and bishop f1. So after bishop f3, what do you do? Okay, fine. Yes. After bishop f3, bishop no, not bishop g4. Simply rook f3, king f3, and now bishop g4. And black will get the piece here after bishop g4. So after bishop f1 now. Now, because after rook g7, uh, rook into g7, king, rook d3 is there. Rook d3 is the, and rook d3, king c2, and rook face there. So that's why rook g7 was not good. So now, now what do you do? Yes, the king c2. Uh, c2, king c2. King c2, rook d3. Now bishop f6, rook f3. Now after rook c7 and rook f8 with an extra bishop and a strong fast one, black win easily. So after removes white resign. So this is an example with bishop and bad bishop. Now our next example on this topic. In this position, actually, it is black to play, and the white bishop is not really bad right now. But if white will get the opportunity to play e4, his bishop be able to, you know, exact over the greater number of squares. So therefore, black has to restrict his bishop. So my question is, how will you do this? Because because in this position, if white gets chance to play e4, then bishop. So how will you stop this idea? Very good. Yes, Rajendra, you are right. Vijay, rook c1, queen d8. No, it is black to play, Vijay. It is black to play. I told you that. It is black to play. If it, if it is white to play, then simply white play e4 here. Instead of rook c1, Vijay, white would like to play e4 to active his bishop. bg5. Then after bg5, I'll play f4, f4, and then I'll play e4. Now after colors, after queen a6, how could you stop e4 with the queen a6? Yes, Manish, queen b7. After queen b7, queen b7. D8 is more attractive rather than queen b7 because rook d8 is a move to improve his piece position here. So What are others? There are many students, dear. Few of you are active in chat room. And what about the others? Try to tell the answer. Say the answer. Okay. Whenever you calculate a moves, so always think with the CCT technique. I'll tell you this technique. So that is a CCT technique. Check, capture, and threads. Always in every move, whenever you think a move, always follow the CCT technique, which is starting with the check, capture, and thread. So you ask yourself, can I capture something, or can my opponents will capture something, or can I give a check, or can my opponents give a check, or can I create a threads like the basic tactical skills like fork, pen, skewer, whatever you have learned before. So the basic tactical things. So that is, you ask yourself, it could be possible in this position or yes, rook d8, it's quite here black played actually queen d7. The idea is same. That is, after queen d7, white has to move his bishop to c1 or because queen c2 or queen d1, rook d1 are not works here because after queen c2, rook c8, queen d1, and rook d8 is there. And it is a pin now. So even after queen d1 also, rook d8 is there. And after rook d1 also, after rook d1 also, rook d8 is there. So the it's a pin now. So that's why white has to move his bishop to here, c1 now. What I have told you in last position, if you have has a bishop, you have a bishop, then yes, Carlos, very good. Queen d5. No, queen d5. It's not a correct move here because after exchanging the queen here, the d5 pawn become a weak pawn. Okay. See, because as we know that isolated pawn, not in every position, not in a between position. Sometimes it is good compensations, but in basically in endgame position, the isolated pawn is a weak pawn. So that's why the queen d7 is not a good. So you, if you have a double bishop, sorry, if you have a dark square bishop now, then your pawn should be on light square, right? So according to that rule, black played a4. Queen c2, now rook c8. So now black will get the tempo here. Because Manish, instead of a5, you told that rook c8. Rook c8 is okay, but after rook c8, maybe white will get the chance to move some e4. Okay, so we should stop e4 in this position, because if white will get the chance to play e4, then his bishop will become a active there. So that's why first he moved his pawn to a4. Now queen c2, rook c8, queen e2, queen d5. The idea of queen d5 is black is provoking to move his a2 pawn to a wrong square, that is a3. Because otherwise, how could you protect the a2 pawn here? It's not possible actually. So white has to move his pawn a3. So now many many of your pawns are uh, white pawns are on in dark square, which is not good. Yes, Manish is absolutely correct. Yes, Rajendra, you're also right. Yes, Chaitanya. Yes, what others? It's a very easy move. Okay, colors, yes. BA3, it's context pawn is not a good idea for black actually. Yes, B3 is a correct move here. It's more active actually. Um, Actually, after B4, the bishop became more inactive in this position because white cannot move his bishop to D2. Rook C2 is there. And at the same time, after B3, there is a threat of rook C2. Now the white bishop forced to remain on C1, protect the B2 pawn. We played E4. Now, what should you do? In this position, it is a good decision. Queen E5. Uh, After Queen E5, maybe I can play F4. Now he play Black played Queen C Queen C2. Now he's trying to exchange the queen here because uh, white pieces are not in a good position. Even his rook also. Only queen is a piece get some counter play. So that's why he trying to exchange that queen. So he played queen c4, queen e1, queen c2, f4, bishop c5, and now king h1, bishop d4. And after bishop d4, in next move, black will capture both the pawns, the b2 and a3 also. So this is a one example. Uh, The winning strategy of this game was black made his opponent's bishop back. He fixed white's queenside pawn on the wrong square, that is queen d5. That is a turning move, actually, winning move. So queen d5. It's a very important move, actually. So wrong square, then he occupied the c file and the second rank. This accumulation of advantage led to the collapse of white's position. That is a winning strategy of this position. Our next example, it is black to play. So what we do here? Black played queen c7 here because after bishop a4, ga4, that position would be better for white because the e5 square is more strong, more well protected, and at the same time the g file will be open. So that's why white black played queen c7 here. Queen d6. Now he's developing his knight f6. F6 was not good in this position. Instead of h6, maybe better was b6. Black should try to develop his bishop, which is on c8 here. So, because this bishop is behind the pawn chain, so that's why it's not the good bishop. If it was in f5 or g6 square, sitting on the g6 square, then it would be okay. e4, knight e4, bishop e4, queen e4. This position is clearly better for white. He's planned to keep the black bishop on c8 here. And because of this bishop, the black rooks also not connecting each other. Even the e8 rook also in a sitting in a back position. It's not developed yet. So now what do you do? Okay, now he played knight f6, queen e2, bishop d7. Rook at d1, he's improving his piece position. Just at d8. Now, now what we do? Uh, Knight f5. How could you play knight f5? It should be, I think, knight e5. Yes, yes, knight e5. Placing the knight on right square while opening more space for the g2 bishop. Bishop c8. He has made some progress. He has at least connected his rooks, and is now ready to play c5. Actually, black preparing to play c5 here. So how will you stop it? C5. Yes, Rajan. You are absolutely correct. Because after c5, the black bishop become inactive because it's fixed on the c6 pawn also fixed on the light square, the e6 pawn also fixed on the light square. So this bishop cannot be developed. C5 queen c7. Now he's improved his on the queen side. Knight e5, queen b2, f1, queen d8, a4, a6. Now, except h6, g7, all pawns are in a light square. As we know that this is not good for black, and in white's position, maximum pawn sitting on opposite color of the bishop. Knight c4, knight e6, h4. Because now white trying to occupy that d6 square, because d6 is a weak square, as well as it's a very strong outpost in black's campus. So d5, rook d8, g1, bishop d4, f5, d4, now 96. D7, queen d2, g5, at g5, at g5, queen. The same rule, white trying to exchange his opponent's active piece. So after queen d1, and g4. Now see, all pawns are in right square, and his bishop is totally bad after this move. So now it is time to give a homework. So can you take a
Ma'am,
screenshot of
ma'am,
it?
ma'am, will send them homework in the PGN format, so we don't need to give them homework. Will everyone will be receiving email of the assignment in the PGN format only, so we won't be needing to send them homework. And you guys have to submit the assignment before the next class. So we'll be so that we can send the assignment to the coach, and so you in for 24 hours you will be receiving your dedicated prodigy profile page. If you don't have, some students already have who are taking training, one-on-one training with coach Baisakhi, and who are in this class as well. So it will be updated in your page. uh, Remaining will be receiving their prodigy profile page in the next 48 hours. The team is already working on it. The recording of this session will be uploaded there with the PGN positions discussed today and the assignment down where you can submit the assignment, so that uh, and you need to submit annotated assignments. The sample solution will be also there, so that you can actually watch and uh, take inspiration from that. And we'll see you in the next class. So for those of you who were not interacting in the class, you guys need to buckle up and interact with the class. And some students who were interacting really well, Manish, Advat, after like some time when he solved this problem, and Rajendra, uh, the, these were interacting really well. And same goes for Carlos. Uh, for ma'am, you don't. Carlos is a candidate master, a 2100 rated player, but he keeps on learning chess. So there's a lot of hunger in Carlos is still left. So he keeps on learning chess, and he's very active learner on chess. He's from Spain, and he has been interacting regularly. So a 2100 player is among you guys, and he is interacting. So you guys also need to buckle up and interact. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the amazing class, and we'll see you in the next class.
All of you enjoyed the session. So, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.